Hello everyone, it is Joe here from OmniPoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon, and today we're going to be having fun with Nightmarch, a deck that's been around since, when were these cards released? Phantom Forces. I don't think I've actually done too many videos on this deck, and it's a shame because I actually really like playing it. It's a lot of fun. And the build I'm using actually right now is a bit different to most Nightmarch decks that you'll see. It's not using any of the Archies or anything like that. It's pretty straightforward. We're only running 4 supporters in the whole deck, and that is for Juniper. Basically, the idea is your opponent's going to trump card you, so why not just go for Juniper throughout the whole game? Obviously, if they're going to hold off on trump card, there's no real reason once we've got our Night Marches in discard for us to really dig through the deck much more, other than finding DCEs and other energy. So, pretty straightforward deck. A lot of draw support, as you can see. We've got the acro bikes, normal bicycles. We've got the compressors to get all of this stuff in the discard, which is all important for Nightmarch. Then we've got the Ultra Balls and everything else. We're also running 3 Catcher. This is a big thing, a big decision that I made. Cut the Lysander altogether and use a random receiver engine to automatically grab us Junipers. So essentially we're playing 8 outs of Juniper just in these 2 cards, I guess, but we're playing 4 of each. So we're always going to be finding Juniper pretty much, which really helps us get the turn 1. I do use turn 1 Nightmarch for 180 quite often, and it's kind of scary, so hopefully this is a lot of fun. Of course, we're using the Virizion, just the one of, to try and defend ourselves against Toad, because we can use Mew to Versatile for just 1 grass energy, use Emerald Slash, and then we can stack it up onto Virizion and hopefully get that working against the Toad. So pretty interesting, very aggressive deck. Not going to do a full-on deck analysis, but pause the video now if you want to copy this list at all, or if you're playing Nightmarch for any reason at the moment, even if it is just for fun, try out this build instead. Using catches and stuff is pretty aggressive and pretty fun. So we'll just hit the ladder straight away. I actually have amassed a few good wins with this deck. I only built it the other day because I was bored. But we've already got 10 wins, which is actually because I play so many different decks. I don't play much of just one deck. Having 9 wins is pretty good. I imagine I've only had about 12 games with it. But yeah, basically I'm bringing you this deck and this video because I basically wanted to say that we're in a bit of an awkward spot right now where me and Jack have been testing and we've already got many decks built. I'm sat in my room now. I've got 4 decks built, all for the new format with Emerald Break, all of those cards released and stuff. And we're in a situation where states and regionals, definitely in the UK, they're all finished now. We're just waiting on nationals, where basically that is when Emerald Break is all legal. So I didn't feel like it's worth us doing any more deck analysis or anything. Jack will probably be doing a video of his or our winning list of the Landorus thing. Landorus bats. Me and him came up with the deck together the night before, which was pretty cool. And it's a bit different from your standard Lando bats build. If you've not seen his tournament report, please do so. Very interesting. Great accomplishment for him. One of the biggest regionals in the year for the UK, which is fantastic. So it's great for him to have taken that tournament down. Got some points for himself. All of that good stuff. But yeah, basically we're just waiting for Emerald Break. As soon as we get the scans, I'll be doing a full set review for you guys, and then we can get kick-started into deck analysis and stuff. I could technically already do some deck lists for the new format, but I don't really want to have to use Japanese proxies of cards here or there from the new set, so would be kind of annoying to do that. But there's definitely some interesting stuff, and the format looks amazing to me. I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun. And getting back into this deck here, we're up against some sort of... It looks like a big basics deck, and that's something we've not seen for a while, which is pretty cool. We're going to go for the random receiver to find a Juniper. And pretty strong start from us here. If we can find a catcher this turn and kill that Mewtwo, this could be a hilarious game for us. So we're going to get rid of the 2 Lampents that we have here. And also a Pumpkaboo, I think. Yep, looks pretty good to me. And then we can just attach a DCE to the active, go for that Juniper. And this is why I really like having catchers in here. If we can catch this Mewtwo, it would be brilliant. No luck here, but we don't find Dimension Valley either, so we're not going to get a knockout, are we? We're hitting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Damn. That's if we Ultra Ball for the whatchamacallit, the Joltik, but I'm also hesitant to do that because he does have the Landorus, and they can of course mop up pretty quickly. I'm content just to hold the Ultra Ball now for Jirachi next turn. Could of course put Garbodor down, so I might use it this turn. Yeah. I'm going to get rid of the Pumpkaboo and Virizion. He could play lasers because it is a big basics build. And big basics is a very awkward matchup for us. I'm going to go for Jirachi here and actually use Stellar Guidance now because I don't want to be in a situation where we just have nothing next turn. So we may as well just go for that and switch into Pumpkaboo, I think. At least force a catcher out of this. I feel like that's the best play here. Also, we have resistance on Landorus and Landorus EX, so that's pretty good. And if he wants to commit more energy to the Mewtwo, we can just X-Ball it with Versatile. We are going to see an Ultra Ball here. And there's the Garbodor. Trying to shut down Versatile, very annoying. So at least I'm glad I went for Jirachi this turn. And then a Sycamore, very strong start from our opponent. We see a Fighting come down, or a Strong Energy I should say. And the Muscle Band as well. Resistance is going to save us for a turn, but stacking an energy onto that Landorus is threatening as well. You find Mr. Mime, which is kind of big. And I'm not going to attach that grass because there's not much point. Again, we're going to be looking for a catcher. We do find one. Also, we have a Battle Compressor here. I'm going to get rid of definitely one Joltik. 2 Joltik. We do have to be careful because it could sort of backfire in our face to get rid of too many Nightmarches. But if I get rid of 2 here and then go for the catcher, get a Tails, that's awkward. We sort of needed that to kill Garbodor this turn. That would really re-establish our position. I'm going to go for the Ultra Ball and then try and bike ourselves back into good shape here. We're going to find Joltik. It's safe now that we have Mr. Mime for at least a turn. And Bike, we need DC and a catcher. We do find both of those. No, we just need a Heads. And we do get a Heads, so we're back in great shape here. This is fantastic for us. And we're going to be able to Nightmarch with that Pumpkaboo that survived for just the 360. We do have, of course, weakness on the Garbodor, so did pretty well there. And now Mew is safe once again. That's a great thing about playing catchers. I love playing catchers. Definitely in this deck, it really works wonders. Because your opponent is pretty much forced to trump card you as well at some point, so you can just recycle your catchers. We are going to see a VS Seeker here. And it's going to be for a Sycamore. And we see a Doden hit the discard pile, probably a tech for Yveltal. Lysander as well, so he's happy to run through the Pumpkaboo this turn and stack up a Landorus, it looks like. Plays into our hands a little bit because that means we can re-even up the prize trade by killing this non-EX Landorus. Or if he's going to find a Trubbish as well, that would be cool. I mean, we'd have to find another catcher, but still. We've already gone through 2 of our 3. There is a Trubbish, and then he's going to go for a Bicycle as well. And there's a Fighting Stadium. And he's going to get the knockout here with Shout of Power. Is it Shout of Power? Yeah. And we're forced back into our Mew here. And what do we need at this point? I don't feel like we need to Acrobike or go too crazy for anything. 8 Nightmarch in the discard pile. I think I'm pretty happy just to go for the knockout. Yeah, we're going to be ahead on prizes. If he comes in with Landorus and kills, we just need to find another couple of Nightmarches to hit the discard pile. Actually, I don't even think we have any left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we got loads in the discard. More than I thought. We can see a VS Seeker now, a trump card. Has he got one in there? I don't think he has one in there yet. You have to be wary of that. That really makes it awkward for us. We're going to see a Sycamore. Floatstone on the Trubbish. Hopefully no Garbodor. A couple of Fighting Energy with a Prof's Letter as well. One onto the Lucario. And X-Ball to knock us out. We're going to go into Mew. Go for that town map. Pro plays. DC onto Mew. And we can start using these Acrobikes because it's going to be a short game. Oh man, having to get rid of that catch is brutal. But we need to have that DCE. We just need to. We can grab D-Valley as well, just for the sake of it really. We can bike for a couple of cards. And we're just going to go for the knockout here. I can't think of what he can really do to stay in this game. I think we just win just by hitting the face a couple of times. I might go for a random receiver just to get it out of the hand. Could also Battle Compressor. Basically, I'm trying to cover myself for an N now. That's what I'm trying to do here. But look, every card in our deck is an out anyway. So if he goes for an N, there's nothing that we can't get, I don't think. We can just go for Nightmarch here. The only thing, if he gets Garbodor, he can... No, he can't kill with Landorus this turn. He's doing 50. He needs a lot to kill us this turn. Obviously, he could stall with like Trubbish or something, but I know his plan. His plan is to get Mime offline and then kill the Joltik, but we should be pretty safe here. So he's hitting 70 so far with the Landorus. And he attached to Lucario, so we're safe. We've won. I think we just win. Muscle Band comes onto Lucario as well. That's not going to change much. And we see an N. Like I said, we've got all the outs in the deck. Let's see what we get. Mew and Juniper. We actually can't use that Juniper because we would lose. Oh no, we can. Can we? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We do need all of those, don't we? Because of that resistance. But we've got the win, so. There's the DCE. There's a celebratory Juniper just to troll him a little bit. Why is it not letting me Ultra Ball? Oh, because we've got no more deck. Cool. Nightmarch for game. That's pretty much the most awkward matchup for us as well. Landorus plus Garbodor stops our Mime. And he really didn't capitalize on that. If he had, we could have been in bad trouble there. Mime's the only way we can protect Joltik from Landorus. And because he had Garbodor, he could have shut that down. Luckily, capturing that Garbodor early on gave us a lot there. We needed that to happen. If not, we were going to be in a bit of trouble. But remember, we did use 2 catches. So, to be fair, fairly likely we could have done that. We're going to have another game against UIC. I can't think of another way to pronounce it. He's got some pretty funky sleeves going on as well. That's pretty cool. The water energy sleeves. I've not seen those before. And we're going to draw some cards, find another Joltik, we're all fine. I went a bit risky there, not putting anything else down. If he has Verbank Laser, we're done. But I'd rather just be selfish and go for the Ultra Ball for Jirachi for Juniper and just have a pro hand. Kind of greedy, I know, but because we were greedy, we're probably going to get a donk this turn. Look how perfect this is. So many Nightmarches in hand. As long as we have Jirachi. There it is. This is going to be brutal. We've already got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Nightmarches in the discard pile. That is brutal. And we've not even like seen what we can get off the Juniper yet. We need a DCE, of course, but still. This is so brutal. Look how many Nightmarches we had. Oh, man. Okay. Let's see what we have off the Acro Bike here. Okay, Catcher. Sort of good. Let's go for Catcher. Get Tails. Trying to think what we can do. We can comp for DCE. 6. Or we could just comp for the we could also comp search just to get a bicycle and try and draw into good stuff again. That might be what I go for. We can drop the Mr. Mime onto the bench. Yeah, let's go for that. No shame in going full aggro. We've got the Juniper for next turn. And we need more than one card to get the knockout. So we may as well just go for a bicycle. Be crazy to get it, but we do have the compressor at least. We can get rid of some more stuff that we don't need, like Lampant. And sorry about all the clicking. Like I say, in most videos I try and use mouse keys, but they just really are temperamental with me. They work for other computer games that I play, but just seemingly not here, so. And attaching a grass is a bit annoying to the Joltik, so I'm probably just going to put one onto Mr. Mime. So that when Joltik dies, if he goes for the Water Pulse next turn, Joltik's dead. So we'll use it to retreat Mime next turn. Obviously, if he just wants to Primal and attach a couple of energy, we can just find a DCE next turn. So I don't see a problem with attaching a grass to Mime there. There's a single energy and then the Primal Reversion. So we are safe this turn. There's an N as well, that's pretty nice. And we still don't find a DCE. We can go for Dimension Valley, prop Mew down as well. One awkward thing for Nightmarch is we're not going to be able to one-shot this Primal Kyogre. I'm still going to go for the Catcher though. Try and stop in its tracks really before it can get too scary. We're going to go for Compressor just to try and help us top deck. Oh, okay. We see a scoop. There was no way we could one-shot it. I don't know why he scooped. That's mad. How could we get the one-shot? How can we hit 240? Impossible for Nightmarch, isn't it? Because there's only 12 Nightmarches. And obviously we need to attack with one of them. We never can get the knockout unless we... Well, he didn't know that we don't play Bangle or Muscle Band, but in my actual list it was impossible to get the knockout that turn. But, oh well. We're now up against Silas 9999. Pretty cool name. And we'll see what he wants to do here. Looks like he's deciding whether or not to go first. And it is a Tails. And he will be going first. We start with Mew, which is first in a long time. And look at this hand, 3 compressors turn 1. Oh man, we're definitely donking this Deoxys. He needs to find another basic. We see a Colress mech. Oh god, I don't think he has one. I already think he's got a weak hand. Oh god, all he can do is end. Oh, end away, such a beast hand. Oh, we're still good. We're still good. Oh god, I'm excited. He does find a plasma ball, so at least he's gonna find something. He finds Lugia, and then we're gonna see an Ultra Ball. So it's a battle of the speed decks here. And in terms of speed, I will always back Nightmarch to win. He actually plays a Yveltal down. That's pretty interesting. And a Verbank City Gym as well. Very interesting. I'm going to go for the Acrobike here. Oh man, I'm going to have to get rid of... This is painful. If I get rid of DC, we're in an awkward spot. But if I get rid of Compressor, we might not get the knockout. No, we're going to Juniper anyway, aren't we? Yeah, so I may as well take Compressor. That's my logic. We're going to be Ultra Balling for Jirachi. So that means I can't catch her this turn. Okay. So this is what we're going to go for. We're going to attach, put the Dimension Valley into play. Maybe I should have just discarded the Acrobike and not actually played it that turn. Anyway, hindsight 2020 as always. Going to go for Jirachi, then double Compressor. So we've definitely killed this Deoxys, but we still have the option to find another catcher. And if we can get some more in the discard, we could actually kill Lugia, which would be crazy. I still think killing the Deoxys is clearly a strong turn 1 for us, but Lugia is obviously the threat here, even though it has no energy. Here we go with another Compressor. Getting rid of a few more Nightmarches. Always the priority, guys. And then we can go for the Stellar Guidance for one of our lovely Junipers. Yeah, and we do find Joltik. And we do have another Battle Compressor. If I go for it, we kind of need a heads-on catcher. If I still have 3 in here. I think I need 3 in here. Oh wow, we're going to go for it. Oh, we just see a scoop. That's a shame. But like I say, this deck just has the capacity to go crazy. That's another game where we got a turn 1 knockout. That's happened a few times. It's a shame that I didn't get to show off a Seismitoad matchup at all, having to use Virizion and Emerald Slashing throughout the game. But there you go, guys. Our opponent just couldn't find trump card quick enough, and sometimes that is the case. They're so set on trying to re-establish their board and take knockouts to keep up with prize trade, they don't really have the opportunity to trump card us and disrupt. So much aggression, so much power from this deck, and I really love the random receiver Juniper combo. I hope you enjoyed this way of building the deck, especially with these catches in here as well. Very, very pro card. Slightly forgotten thanks to Lysander being the automatic, but sometimes you just need to play catcher instead so that you can do crazy combos like this and definitely get a Juniper every turn. That seems pretty strong to me. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed and stay tuned. Hopefully Primal Clash will be the scans will be released. Oh, not Primal Clash, what am I talking about? Hopefully Emerald Break will be all released in English pretty soon, and then I can get onto the set review and start doing some new decks for you guys, which is all very exciting. So thank you very much, and I will see you guys next time.